What's going on, guys? Mike Taylor coming to you today with a little bit of a quicker video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about bench press in honor of International Chest / Bench Day or Monday. And so what I'm going to be talking to you today about is what do you do if you have trouble getting in that good start position that we know is so important for having a good bench press that's safe for the shoulders and helps you push the most amount of weight. So we all know when we talk about bench pressing is that it's important for our shoulder blades, our scapula, to be retracted backwards like that, squeezing our shoulder blades together, and depressed down, trying to tuck them into our back pockets. That is, in theory, the best position for our shoulders to be in to give us the most stable platform for our glenohumeral joint, our actual shoulder joint here, to move from with a loaded barbell. So what do you do if you have issues holding that position while you're bench pressing? I'm just going to give you a slightly different approach that might be effective for you. We're going to be focusing on the neck. Now, the neck might seem like a kind of funny place to go to if we're thinking about our bench press and trying to get our shoulder blades to stay tucked and tight back there, but it's actually not as far-fetched as you may think. And the reason for this is that the scapula, our shoulder blade, actually has 17 different muscles that attach to it, some of which actually come from our neck, our cervical region. So in this case, our upper traps and our levator scap are some that we're going to talk about today. So additionally, our neck is important for our bench press because when we're trying to achieve a good arch, part of that's going to include having really good cervical extension. So we want to be able to get into this position here so that we can drive as far into that bench as possible. If we're tight in the front of our neck and our cervical flexors, it's going to make that a lot harder to do, which can also affect our setup in general and just the way that we do our bench press. So with that being said, I'm going to show y'all some exercises that you can do to help stretch out some of these muscles that may be tight. So the first exercise is kind of two exercises put into one. This is going to be to stretch out your upper trap muscle, the one that sits on top of your shoulder blades, really good for when you're doing shrugs, and your levator scap muscle, which kind of is underneath that upper trap muscle and does essentially the same purpose. So to stretch this muscle out, what you're going to do, you're going to take the side that you're stretching. In this case, we're going to stretch my right. I'm going to grab on underneath a bench press or a chair right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to side bend my head to the opposite side. So I'm side bending to the left. I'm already feeling a good pull right here along the top of my shoulder going up into my neck. And so what you can do from here is you can individualize it and modify it to best suit you. And what I mean by that is you can change it to either bias the upper trap by rotating your head up, looking towards the ceiling. That's going to get more pull on the upper trap muscle. Or going towards the floor, which is going to be more levator scap. Depending on the person, all sorts of individual factors, one of these muscles may or may not be tighter than the other. So it's up to you to find the one that's going to be most effective. If this feels too intense, you can actually provide a little bit of support with those opposite hand here. And take nice deep breaths. We want it to be nice, relaxing. When you're done with one side, you can do the other, or if you feel like you're ready to bench, you can go ahead and bench. We talked about the upper trap and how it can possibly affect our ability to depress our shoulder blades down. So you got that figured out. Now what do we do about the front of our neck? Might be limiting our ability to extend our cervical spine as much as we possibly want to. So to do that, what we want to stretch out is the front of our neck / the side here. So that's going to be our scalenes, our sternocleidomastoid. And these are really important for elevating our rib cage and also flexing our head like this. To stretch them out, take your opposite hand, place it over some soft tissue on your chest, so your pec muscle there, also on your clavicle, and kind of extending over to the top of the upper trap there as well. You're going to provide a little bit of downward pull with the same hand on that side. What you'll do, side bend away, you're going to look up. And same thing as with the other stretch is you can individualize where the pull's coming from by changing the amount of cervical extension or flexion. Did those backwards, flexion or extension you get. Also turning your head left or right. Also did that backwards. The important thing is that you're hunting around for the spots that feel tight, that feel like they're restricting you, and spending some time there. Same thing as with the other stretches, you want to take nice deep breaths